Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Neva Alexander, and welcome to another episode of Global Business. Today, I am excited because I have Mr. Khalid AlQoud, and he will say his name much better than I just pronounced it, right? So he's contacting me all the way from Bahrain, right? And I just wanted to share with you, when I say Bahrain, sometimes people have no idea where it is. All right. So, Mr. Khalid, that is your first question today. Where is Bahrain?
Well, first, thank you for inviting me into this beautiful program or show. Uh, Bahrain is a very small island, but it's the biggest in its heart. We're located at Arabian Gulf, next to Saudi Arabia, a small island, but we are an island which all the world is in it. We have nearly all the nationalities of this whole planet Earth living in this country. And we welcome everyone, and I wish to welcome you and your friends who is listening to us today to come to our country once the airlines is there flying again.
Yes, once it's flying again, I can definitely come back to Bahrain. And that's exactly where I met you, in Bahrain. And I do want to share that Mr. Khalid has some great conferences that he conducts. And I mean, the level of professionalism that goes in, it's extraordinary. And I was privileged to be a part of one of them. And as far as it goes with Bahrain, I just want to clarify, it is not in Dubai. And I say Dubai because some people believe Dubai itself is a country, you know? So it is not there. It is next door to Saudi, as Mr. Khalid explained to you. So can you give our audience a background of who you are?
Great. Well, I started my journey as a businessman back in 2004. That was when I seriously entered the market. But my first trial was in 1998. A young person trying his best to understand how the business can be a benefit for a person's lifestyle. And that was a big question in my life that I couldn't find the answer for it in an easy way. So I started a small business while I was working also for a company, and that was a very beautiful thing, but it was tiring. And everyone was telling me you have to proceed your education as well. So I added the number 3 to my journey, which was education. So, and I said to myself, I'm studying, I'm working, I'm running my business. What else I can do? The answer, I don't have time for anything else. And,
Really?
uh, and you know what? I discovered that we're in charge of our time.
Okay.
And that's what makes me realize we can have plenty of time if we're doing things right. So who I am, I'm a human being in this beautiful planet Earth trying to discover himself 40 years, 30 years ago. And now I know exactly where I am, where I want to be. But what I discovered that there is something more important than that, which is how did you influence others to become where they want to be? So this is the thing that I discovered. So who I am, I'm Khalid. I'm a human being. I'm running my businesses in Bahrain and Kuwait, partnering with one company of my good friend Al in Kuwait, and very successful in what I do as of now. But I'm still learning. I will never graduate from the University of Life.
I love the way you said that because, you know, some believe that, you know, you stop learning. And as you beautifully said it, you never stop learning. It's life is a lesson, you know. But you mentioned that you have a few different businesses. What are some of the businesses that you have?
Well, one of my businesses is Prince Events Management, where we conduct conferences. We create concepts of conferences as well, and also exhibitions. I got a company called AlQoud Enterprise. It's have three divisions, which one of them is consultation and PR, HR, human capital development, and building business plans for entrepreneurs and startups. The second division within the same company is a full-fledged branding division. And the third one is for corporate gifts. We have the international leadership and coaching, which is focusing into training and how we can improve the organizational cultures. We work with individuals as one-to-one one-to-one coaching, executive coaching, organizational coaching, and career coaching. We have also within the same organization a division who is in charge of building corporate social responsibility strategies for family businesses, especially. We also have a company called Natural Bite, where we supply healthy food for diabetes, for those who can only have the gluten-free food, for programs, special programs within this company for losing weight. So we supply food for losing weight and gaining weight, fitness. In Kuwait, we have the International Change Makers, which is I'm a co-founder of the company, and we work in consultations, youth camps as well, and we do business strategy and growing revenue and high margin and many other things, especially in developing organization into meeting their business goals through an effective strategies.
Nice. You really have your hands full. So how did you come up with all these ideas and concepts for your businesses? Did you see a need, or?
When we started in the end of the 90s by a concept of retail. We didn't see this business working for us. We didn't have the real experience for us to excel. We learned our lesson in a hard way. We moved into property, leasing and buying and selling properties. Then we saw that the demand wasn't there. When we started the events management concept, we started it exactly in 2005 under a name called Experts Events. In 2010, if you remember, the financial crisis hits the world.
Yes.
So a lot of businesses was closing. So we said, okay, how can we convert this crisis that the world have suffered from into opportunity? People is looking for answers. So we said, we will try doing something to ourselves, our business. And if we succeed, we want it as a lesson learned for everyone. So we changed the name from Experts Events into Prince Events Management. And Prince Events Management started to bring, started to create conferences which have solutions to problems that countries is facing, or let's say businesses is facing. So the first concept that we came up with is called the Bahrain International Leadership Conference. And I still remember that day when one of my good close friends came back to me and says, Khalid, you have a spelling mistake. Spelling mistake? It was, I think you wanted to write the Bahrain International Leadership Conference, but you wrote it wrong. You said leadership. And I said, no, this word is the concept I want to start with different solutions if we are facing economic crisis, financial crisis, natural crisis, and the other type of crisis. So that was back with the first Bahrain International Leadership Conference, which was helpful for lots of other people. Was in 2011. And then every year we started to do the same conference again and again. And then we saw the needs of the private sector contributing to the sustainable project of the countries. So we came up with the Bahrain International Corporate Social Responsibility and Sustainability Conference. Then we saw that there is a need of conducting a good ethics at work and a good practice of conducting the ethical codes. So we came up with the Bahrain International Corporate Governors Conference. Then we saw that the SMEs is in need of support. So we came up with an idea of the Bahrain International SMEs Empowerment Conference. So every single obstacle, we turned it into opportunity. Opportunity not only for us. If we help people, people want our other services.
Right.
So that was only a part of it. We saw that with the days, the conferences is good, but we only have one channel of income. So we studied what the market is in need for. So the market need to improve their image. Market need to improve their human capital. Market need some effective strategies. So we opened AlQoud Enterprise, and we specialized only at the beginning, only in giving consultations in 3 areas. While we're doing this, we found out that they wanted to rebrand their name, rebrand themselves, come up with a new image in the market. So we started a division within the same company for branding. While we're doing the branding, they wanted some corporate things for them to send it across with their profile, like as gifts. So we started also this. Then we move on and we saw that there is a need of training, of coaching, of a one-to-one, let's say, one-to-one candidate talks, especially for those who's running for election or board of directors. So we started the international leadership and coaching. And then we find out the biggest income, that people is spending half of their money on food.
Yes, for sure.
And we said, you know what? There is a lot of restaurants everywhere in the world and in our country as well. But what can we start, and which can be a different thing, and we can gain a lots of customer out of it? We found out that there is no special food for, let's say, diabetics. There is no special meals for people who wants only gluten-free food. There is no special meals for elderlies who cannot chew the food. So we came up with menus specialized as a monthly subscription, specialized for 5 types of the needs of the market. So to answer you again, we divert our business because the opportunities cannot stay in one.
Right.
And that's why we have this much diversity of our business.
So thank you so much for that. But, you know, it's not just one of you, and I'm sure you have a team, but how do you manage or to operate these different entities?
Without my team, I will never be even sitting here today talking to you about those things. It's not about me. I am blessed that I have a very committed people who wants to see the organization grow. People who believe that this organization is not owned by me, it's owned by them also. Because end of the day, it's give them their paycheck end of the month, and also in the end of the year, if they do good, we were gonna have a good bonus at the end.
Nice. I love what you're saying. It's very much a part of great leadership, right? And a lot of business owners, unfortunately, they don't understand the concept of good leadership, to have your team working for you and believing in you, right? So in Bahrain, can you run one company and have a lucrative income? Now, the reason why I ask this, just to give you some context to it, I've met you know, few individuals in Bahrain, and it seems as if they have more than one things that they're doing. What are your thoughts on that?
In Bahrain, it's an open country. You can open many companies under your ownership. But I will always say that do not have more than one company if you don't have people who will run those companies for you. Team, people who have the experience. End of the day, business is not an NGO. But business will gonna respect the NGO and pay back respect to the community.
Nice.
So
Go ahead.
So what I'm always saying to people as well, see, you can be the most successful businessman in the whole world, but who's your customer? Your customer is either an individual or a corporate. End of the day, in both scenarios, they're human. They're the one who gave you the profit. End of the day, they bought your services, they bought your product. So it's a must, in my personal opinion, that we pay back respect to the community and give them a small portion of our profit in terms of sponsorship, of donation, of rebuilding houses, as an example, or any of those corporate social responsibility. Once we succeed in this part, we will succeed in our business because the loyalty will be more effective if people want to take more from our product. That's how I see it.
Thank you so much. Now, have you ever made a mistake as far as business related, and how can you avoid it again, or if you did?
I don't know how many mistakes I did because I did a lot of mistakes. I did mistakes that I learned lesson from. I had mistakes that taught me a very, 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 not a lesson, but made me understand that a small mistake can make you lose a lot. We as a human being, we're subject to do mistakes. But the most important thing is not to go out from those mistakes or to succeed going out of the mistakes, but the most important thing is, did you learn anything? I always give this example. If you're going from a destination A to B and there is a big hole in the floor that you didn't see. So because you didn't know that there is something as an obstacle or as a problem, you fall in it. And then you went out and you says, oh my God, I didn't see, I should pay attention. But if you walk into the same channel, same road again, and you fall again, you didn't learn anything. You know, some of the answers that I received from people, they say, oh, you know, they should have fixed this problem. They should cover the hole in the floor, on the road. No, you have to pay attention first and then check if they did their job or not. We as a human being always love to blame somebody else for our mistakes, most of the time, not all the time.
That is.
I see successful people who take the blame. If they do something wrong, admit it. Nothing gonna happen to you. You just have to learn from what happened. I'll give you an example. Like, I met you a couple of years ago. I never knew that today I'll be talking to you again. And you are in a country which is, what, 16 and a half hours flying for Bahrain? Everything happened in life for a reason.
Yes.
We have to understand why those things is happening. There is a lesson learned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, well, I'm glad that we're speaking again. You just have me stunned there, like, okay, we never, you know, crossed paths, but here we are. So definitely. But you know, one thing, Khalid, with this pandemic has affected businesses. Have it affected you in any way?
Definitely. I'm a normal human being. If I tell you that it did not affect my businesses, it didn't affect me, it didn't affect my social life, who am I fooling? I'm fooling myself. No, it did affect us very badly. Most of our businesses is an interactive businesses. Training, coaching. But now, every single problem, or let's take it in another positive way. Every single new innovation, a new creation of things, new technology, didn't happen just like that. They wanted first to sort out an issue. And that's why this beautiful thing just happened. Just like any mobile, when the beginning of mobiles or communication over the phone, it's because they wanted to talk and there wasn't anything to do except sending messages by pigeons. And then they tried it with something else, and then they tried it with something else. Now we have the phone, but every time we're adding something that people will believe in and buy it from us.
Right.
That's why we're doing those shifts. Now, when this COVID-19 happened to the world, we understand one thing: we were not ready. People was not ready. So that was a waking alarm for everybody. Now, every single person that I know is studying how they can shift their businesses online. And I always tell them one thing: what if tomorrow we have a problem with the connections and internet in a global way? What if tomorrow the COVID-19 is a virus on the internet? What are you gonna do? So we have to get ready for scenario 1, 2, 3, and 4. In my talk last week at the International Robot Conference that hosted 27 leaders of the world to talk in this event, I said one thing, and my talk was about, are we ready for the next wave? People always put the, what we call it, the scenarios based on their current situation. But why can't we just shift in another way, like those great thinkers, by putting a strategy before things happen? And that's how we can overcome those challenges in life. Now, don't take everything as it's a huge problem and losses. No, people who have suffered from the COVID-19 in their businesses, I'm saying, they have found out solutions how they can improve their businesses in a way. And instead of giving face-to-face workshops, now the workshops is online.
Right.
Countries, as example, who is not ready for the online curriculum, now they're taking it very serious. People who are actually big companies who used to supply medicines, they know that for now they have to have labs and have a larger test in different things, and not to wait for medicine to come to them ready. So the globe is started to think in a different way. This is not something that happened overnight. There is bigger, larger problems that happened to the world in different years, which made them think in a different way. Me and myself and you are the same human being, which friends of ours was living 50 years ago. But 50 years ago, we didn't have the technology that we have today. And I'm telling you, 50 years from today, we will have an advanced technology that we will even lose our social touch. You never know. But so are we ready for the new culture? Are we ready for the new business way? That's what we have to think about. So to answer you again, yes, we have been affected by the pandemic, by the COVID-19. Mm-hmm. Did we find a solution? Somehow we did. Are we able to survive? Yes, we will, and it's a must for us to survive. Nobody will help us. People who's in the business have to think, and they have to know exactly they are in the chair of leadership. They have to find a solution. Nobody will come and tell you, I have the magic solution for you. No.
Thank you. And you basically addressed the other question that I have, which is what changes will you make for the future of your businesses? You basically, clarify that you'll have different steps, or what you probably did anyway, but you have more than one options, with your business. So plan A, plan B, C, and so forth. Now, my final question for you, and I mean, I love the way you answered the previous questions, but what advice can you give to entrepreneurs?
Every single problems that you will face in life, regardless of the level of the problem, small, medium, or large, or similar to what we are facing, a global problem, there is a lesson learned. You have two choices, and I'll give you the answer in example. If you want to succeed in your life, you own the car, which called the car of success. I will never come to your car. I don't have the right to come to your car, to start your car, because you're the owner. You have the key in your hand. So it's your choice to start this car. And it's your choice to put your car transmission in D and go forward to your goal. And it's your choice to quit and just close the car and go back home. And it's your choice as well to put your car in reverse and go backward. It's in your hand. Learn from what's happening. Find a way, find a solution. This is not the greatest yet crisis, I'll say, because we don't know what's going to happen next. But what we have to do is never to quit, never give up, which is the same. Listen to people who have more experience than you. Don't think that you know everything in life. Learn from a child and learn from a professor. And number 4, implement, try, test, and repeat. Implement, try, test, and repeat. You will succeed. If you don't try, if you don't face issues, if you don't face problems that will help you to improve your product, your services, your life, your lifestyle, you're just fooling yourself.
Thank you so much. I will implement, try, test, and repeat. That's it? Did I get it right?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on my program. And how can someone find you?
They can go to the group of companies website, which is AlQoud. And my personal website is there. The company's website is there. Some of the upcoming companies is there as well. We're actually opening. We're not closing companies.
Okay.
Okay. On the same manner, they can communicate with me directly through my social media accounts, Khalid AlQoud, Khalid AlQoud, or they can communicate with me directly through my cell phone, which can be. It's easy to be found in any of those websites. Plus, if your audience wish to receive it right now, +973, that's the opening line for the country, and then 33006665, 33006665. It's my great pleasure and honor to be with you here in this event. I'm very proud of what you're doing, and I'm quite sure you're gonna be, as I know you, a successful woman in your field.
Thank you so much. And they can also reach out to you via us by contacting us, Nevalliance website, NEV Alliance. All right, until next time, this was a wonderful episode of Global Business. Bye-bye.